team definitely bonded a lot more, especially like with each other. With the teens, we're all able to draw closer, and I think it was cool to see with the leaders and the adults. We were still able to like grow in our relationship with them and create good relationships with them as well. And also, I think with the ICI staff, we also drew closer to them. We got to know some of them a little better than last year.
I bonded a lot with a bunch of the ICI staff, especially Anthony and Ramiro, because they were the leaders of day camp, and even through clubs and stuff, we played like three-step dodgeball and stuff like that with them. And I really bonded a lot with everyone that we went to on the trip, especially Isabella, because I barely knew her before, and she and I were really close by the end of the week.
My relationships with a lot of the team I went with were built by my seizure. Crazy to say, but I just saw a lot of support. I feel like it made just the bond between us stronger.
My relationships with people on the team were strengthened throughout the week because you're kind of isolated with them, so you get to know them better and get to talk, and we have our nightly devotions and that kind of stuff, so we got to know them better and talk to them more.
This is my first time I went to youth group a couple of times, but I didn't really get to know them. And I think on the trip, I really got to know who they were, and thought that it was a great group of kids. And I was really glad that I could be with them. And I thought that I came close with a lot of them, and working with them really was fun, and I think we all had a good time.
I didn't really know Kim and Toby before the mission trip, besides just saying hi. I feel like I know them better and I can actually talk to them at church now. Also, the teens didn't know each other at all last year before we went on the mission trip. It was like a bunch of strangers going on the trip together. We had time to bond and gotten to know each other since then, and there was just a level of closeness that wasn't there last year.
I feel like I really got to spend time with more of the adults in the group, just spending time getting to know them better, or with one in particular, getting to know her because she was a total stranger and I had never met her before, and we really got close and got to know each other and realized how similar we were to each other. So that was bonding wise, yeah, I would say we definitely grew a lot closer as an entire group.
I think the whole group has bonded really well. I always reference the van ride home. We would all go around and talk about our strengths and everything, and we would all start crying because we just love each other so much. So I think that was a very deep experience, I think. Yeah, I feel like we all learned cooperation, and we all bonded really well together. And we'll just have relationships that will last for a very, very long time.
I think the trip changed me in a positive way because you're isolated, so you can focus on God a lot more there when that's what your focus is every day for 7 days, instead of having a life and different stuff when we're here. So I feel like it was a positive impact on me.
We have to do our devos every day, and we have to spend 10 minutes in prayer every day on the mission trip. I think that the consecutiveness of you have to do this every day kind of has incorporated itself into my life, so I'm still doing my devos every day. I'm still praying for longer sessions of time every day, and it's just, I didn't do as much of that before we went on the trip, and that I've been able to keep it up is encouraging and has changed my relationship because I'm able to read and understand more now than I was before we went on the trip.
I see the growth that I've had over the past year from last trip, and it's encouraging that I have grown up and that I can see the difference that God has made in me over a whole year, and that all my insecurities from last year were pretty much not evident this year, and that I was comfortable and confident to go in and do all the things we did to help these kids.
I know this trip has changed me because I've become more reliant on God. He gave me strength to get through the week, and I've learned to trust Him with more of things in life, which is hard to give up control. But He's definitely teaching me to like give it up to Him, and He'll take care of it for me.
One way that I grew, I know, is about praying. I really had to rely on God, like I said, and I had to pray a lot. And I know I found out that praying and talking with God really helps with your relationship with Him. Also, kind of being on my own and not really having all of that, not like alone, but being away from my family and having that thing where I was just with God and like the teammates and stuff, where I could just rely on Him like all the time. I was really thankful for that trip because it definitely made my relationship with Him stronger.
I think this trip changed me in a way of being more accepting towards others and more like worse positions than I am, or like people who are just different than me. Yeah, I feel like this whole trip just helped me have a wider range of acceptance for others, and just to show Christ's love to everybody, because that's what Christ did to other people when He was here. I think my relationship with God changed a lot because of that. It definitely strengthened. I rarely would have any prayer time or anything like that before the trip, but then after I've started to improve on that, and I want to keep improving.
The missions trip changed me a lot because it made me grow closer with God, because I really relied on Him at some parts of the week when I was really tired or stressed out, and it taught me to really rely on Him for energy with the kids and to keep up the energy no matter what.
I think that what's different from last year is this year on the trip, like it showed me more of ways that I can take these things home and really like try to apply them to my life. Where last year I still learned a bunch, but like this year specifically, I think God really showed me that like I need to take these things that I'm like good at maybe in Cicero and like really apply that to my life at home. So I think just working on that more has really like started to change me as a person.